everybody, I'm Brian Heater. Dana Woolman to my left. Hey, Dana.
Yo.
We are sitting in front of this table full of gadgets, this proverbial gadget table. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but it's the end of the year. We figured we'd take a look at some of the devices that define 2013.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is a pretty good selection. It did take us a little time, right, to narrow it down, but we got there. We have 5 now. I think it's a pretty good sampling of 2013.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
I don't like spending a lot of money on the people I love. So this guy actually is going to run you $35. And in fact, when Google first announced this, they gave you 2 free months of Netflix, so this thing basically paid for itself. You've got an HDMI port right there. You plug it into the back of your TV and you can control everything through this. You can watch your Hulus, you can watch your Netflix, you can watch your HBO Go. That's kind of a killer app for me as somebody without cable.
I think there's a big market for it. A lot of people do not have an Apple TV or a Roku or some sort of set-top box, or a smart TV, much less. So this is a great pick.
If I was Roku, I would be worried right now.
Yeah.
So speaking of the holidays, because they're actually incredibly hard to avoid in this room, you gave yourself an early gift this year.
Or a late Hanukkah gift, however you want to look at it. So yeah, we actually had a little bit of a tough time picking one smartphone for 2013 to talk about, but we ultimately settled on the Moto X, just because it's not about speeds and feeds, not the point, but totally customizable, now on every carrier. So yeah, you can really customize everything from the back plate to the little accents to the color of the front to the wallpaper, even the splash screen. It can say Bonjour Brian if you want when you boot it up.
So this thing speaks French, but it's actually made here in the US.
Pretty much, right?
That's a really big deal. We visited their factory in Texas. This is the only smartphone being made in the States right now. We watched Rick Perry throw an iPhone on the ground. He was so excited about the manufacturing process.
I mean, that pretty much seals it, right?
Yeah. What are you getting on the back of this guy?
I don't know. That's why I haven't redeemed my promo code yet as of this taping, just because I don't know what... I get overwhelmed by the
too much
choices.
choice.
It's kind of like walking into a store with lots of nice things, and I get overwhelmed and I get an anxiety attack and walk out. That might be TMI, but yeah, no, I don't know what colors to do up my phone in.
All right, so next time you sit in front of your phone, grab a paper bag, breathe into it, and pick the wood paneling on the back.
But I'm leaning toward the Kevlar.
Okay. Dana, I've got one word for you. Plastics. Also wearables.
Also wearables, This is the one everyone seems to know about.
This is the one that my grandparents asked me about.
Do they really?
This is the one that, if somebody sees you on the street wearing this that you're almost certainly going to get stopped.
We were in IFA this September covering biggest consumer electronics show for Europe. I think that's how you describe it.
Yeah, the
and
CES
one of our
yeah.
So Alexis, our coworker, was walking around Berlin in this headset and was stopped so many times by lots of people. You've never seen Germans so chatty.
This addresses some of the same problems that the Pebble addresses. I mean, this is really the idea of putting the smartphone back in your pocket, being able to access all of that information in front of you, and creating a device that is kind of built around you versus you kind of having to adapt to it. So actually, the first 3 gadgets that we've talked about on the table so far have all been Google products. Not only Google products, but Google hardware products, which is a little bit surprising from a company that's primarily known for making software.
They've had a busy year, haven't they?
Yeah, and I mean, it really runs the gamut here. We've got wearables, we've got something for your TV, and now that they own Motorola, they've got a smartphone company too. Yep. So we're going to attempt to keep the comment section as happy as possible and move on to an Apple product on this side of the table.
Right, so this is the iPad Air, and surprise, it's an iPad. It's a thinner and lighter iPad. It's 1.03 pounds this time, so it is noticeably lighter than the previous generation.
About half a pound.
Right, and it's been retooled to look like the new iPad mini with Retina display, so same exact industrial design there.
It's thinner, it's lighter, it's got an A7 chip in there.
But it's, supporting 64-bit performance, but it's otherwise the next best iPad.
But it's got a secret weapon.
Right.
iOS 7, which you can also get on the other iPads. So it's actually not that secret cool weapon.
And iPhones, but who's counting?
I mean, a couple of nice new tweaks here, so we can, we can quit out of apps easily. We've got this drop-down notification menu right there. Really kind of keeping Apple on par with the competition, I think. There you go. It's iPad Air. It's great. You should buy 5. So we've waited 8 years for the new consoles. They came out, within what, like 5 days of each other?
About, both in November.
This was the first, this was the cheapest, and I think in a lot of ways the PS4 was, at least for the moment, the winner.
The best, yeah.
There's been a few hardware tweaks on this guy. This is the new controller, which, you know, in a lot of ways kind of looks like the old controller. There was a few differences here. There's a touchpad right there, so a little clickable touchpad.
That would be a difference, yeah.
That would be a difference. That's going to help you navigate through some of the menus. We'll see it probably integrated into gameplay in interesting ways.
Yeah, so basically the other thing is that both consoles are actually set up to broadcast your gameplay live, and you can actually see here that Sony baked in the share button right into the controller there, so make it extra easy to.
Sure. So if
when you're in an exhibitionist mood,
yeah, exactly.
it's right there, the button.
If you like everybody to see how terrible you are at racing games, then that's the button for you. PlayStation seems to be winning for now. It's going to be a long, hard fight over the next several years. Gaming selection not too great on either system right now. No killer games at the moment.
But that'll change.
The important thing though is both of them appear to be beating Nintendo,
which is the most important thing.
That's the key to the holiday season.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if we have consoles moving ahead, you know, the next 5 to 10 years. We've seen a lot of interesting plays on that front. You know, Ouya came out this year, $99 Android set-top console. Steam boxes are going to be maybe the hot newness next year.
Definitely a thing at CES coming up in a month.
Any other predictions for 2014?
Yeah, so for starters, I don't think we've seen our last phone with a fingerprint reader on it. Obviously, the iPhone 5S is the most visible right now, but already you also have the HTC One Max, so 2 phones for 2013 that have fingerprint readers. And I think especially now that Apple has done it, we have not seen our last phone that lets you use your fingerprints to log into the phone, maybe websites even.
Obviously, wearables are going to continue to be a big thing. Maybe we'll finally see that Apple smartwatch we've been talking so much about.
I think we're going to have to. I don't know if it's going to be 2014, although I'm betting it is.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a watch at some point, because Apple's been hiring all these ex-Nike Fuel Band people, so they wouldn't be doing that just for an experiment behind the scenes. There is definitely going to be a watch from Apple.
Throwing people off the track because they're creating a TV behind the scenes.
Yes, but no.
No.
And I mean no. There's probably not going to be an actual HD TV made by Apple.
Right. Well,
not in 2014, not in 2018.
Okay.
Sorry.
2019, good prediction. We will meet back here at this exact table this time next year to find out just how silly and inaccurate all of our predictions were.
Yep,
All
sounds
right.
good.
I'll see you in a year, Dana.
See ya.
See you guys.